Good morning, one and all. So last class we are discussing about the testing of a machines. So which is to be broadly classified into three types. So one is the direct method, second one is indirect method, third one is the regenerative method. So last class we are already completed the brake test. So that is related to the direct loading or direct method. Second one is the swim on test. So which is also example of indirect method. So these two methods are always used to measurement of efficiency of a DC machine. So today we are discussing about the third method, regenerative method. So in this, the example of regenerative method is Hopkinson's test. Regenerative method or Hopkinson's test. Hopkinson's test or back-to-back test. Back-to-back test. So which is also called as a heat run test. So in this, so back-to-back test means, so which is to be considered as a two machines. So one is the generator as well as motor. So which is to be directly connected to field winding. So we can control the field current. So by using, so which is equal to F1 and F2. So field rheostat. So corresponding current or ammeter. So which is equal to voltage V. So ammeter is to be denoted by A2. So corresponding current is to be coming from the supply is equal to I2 current. So which is to be acts as a motor. So which is to be directly coupled to the generator. So the armature terminals of a generator is also considered as a both the conditions. So that means, so one is the ammeter, so which is also measured by the another ammeter. So field rheostat as well as which is to be connected in series with the field winding, which is equal to A3, which is also is equal to A4. So which is equal to A1, So in between these two, we are always connected as a voltmeter. So which is equal to open circuited, which is the open circuited. So in this back-to-back connections of these two machines, so one is the generator, another one is motor. So in these connections, so we are always consider for the two machines. So one is the motor, another one is generator. So back-to-back test means, so the output of a generator is to be directly fed back to the motor. So the output or input of a motor is to be coming from the generator. The input of a generator is to be coming from the motor. So the energies is to be developed by the generator as well as motor is to be completely utilized by the both the machines. That's why which is called as a back-to-back test. So but which is to be having some amount of losses. So those losses is to be overcome by the both the machines. So whatever the power is to be required to utilizing the losses in a generator as well as motor, so which is to be drawn from the supply or bus bar, which is to be denoted by voltage V. Okay, so this is the input voltage. Corresponding current is to be drawn from the supply is equal to I2. So whenever this is the switch yes. So current is equal to I1 current is to be generated by the generator. A3 current is to be flowing through the field winding F1 and F2. So another one is current is to be given to the motor is equal to I1 plus I2. So the current is to be flows from the which is equal to I1, so which is equal to I3, current in this generated by the generator is equal to I1 plus I3. I1 plus I3. So, but in case of a current across the armature is equal to I1 plus I2 minus, which is equal to I4 current, minus I4. So, I1 plus I2 minus I4 current is to be directly given to the motor. So, which is to be operated some rated speed. So, the shaft of the motor is to be directly coupled to the generator. So, which is also rotated. So, this is the overall operation of a construction of a Hopkinson's test or back-to-back test. Hopkinson's test or back-to-back test. So, in this, so first of all, supply voltage is to be directly given to the motor. So, which is to be operated. So, corresponding armature is to be starts rotating. Back EMF is also rotated. So, by varying of field rheostat, this motor speed is to be comes into the rated speed. So, with the help of field rheostat, so motor is to be operates on rated speed. So, the shaft of the motor is to be directly coupled to the generator. So, armature of a generator is also rotated at the same speed. So, which is also is equal to 1500 RPM. So, whenever the 1500 RPM is to be generated, those conductors is to be cuts the main flux, it induces an EMF. So, that EMF or by varying of field rheostat, listen carefully. So, by varying of field rheostat, whatever the voltage is to be developed by the generator, which is always is equal to supply voltage, So, by varying of field rheostat, the voltage developed by the generator is always matched with the supply voltage, then only voltmeter reads 0. So, on that position, switch is always open circuited. Okay, so initial position which is to be open circuited. So, this voltmeter is always indicated as the potential difference between these 2 points is always represented by the same potential or opposite terminals. So, resultant is equal to 0. So, initially supply voltage and current is to be given to the motor, which is to be operated or running at 1500 RPM. The shaft of a motor is to be directly coupled to generator. So, which is also generates an voltage. So, by varying of field rheostat of a generator, so which is to be generates the supply voltage, which is always matched with the supply voltage. So, then only voltmeter reads 0. So, whenever the voltage is 0, so that means voltage developed by the generator is always is equal to bus bar voltage or supply voltage. So, based on this condition, so voltage across the field winding or armature is equal to V volts, which is equal to V volts, or which is also, or voltage across the field winding of a motor is also is equal to V volts. So, based on this operation, Hopkinson's test or back-to-back test is also performed to calculate the efficiency of a motor. So, efficiency of a motor as well as generator. Efficiency of a motor or generator is equal to power output divided by power input. So, efficiency is equal to power output by power input. So, in this, so we can find out the motor input is equal to voltage is to multiplied with both the currents. So, that means V into I1 plus I2. So, this is the motor input voltage. Similarly, so generator output is equal to voltage into current. Whatever the current is to be given to the motor, so which is to be denoted by I1. So, which is equal to V into I1. V into I1. So based on these two expressions only we can find out the efficiency of either generator or motor. Generator or motor. So that means motor input is equal to V into I1 plus I2. Generator output is equal to V into I1. So then, so efficiency is equal to motor output divided by motor input. So from this equation, so motor output is equal to efficiency into motor input. Motor output is equal to efficiency into motor input. So similarly, so generator output is equal to V into I1. So efficiency of a generator is equal to generator output divided by generator input. So from this equation, generator input is equal to so generator output divided by efficiency. So motor output is equal to efficiency into motor input. So which is equal to efficiency is to multiplied with motor input. Already we are calculating the value. Efficiency into V into I1 plus I2. So in this, the output of a generator or output of a motor is always directly coupled to the generator. So generator output is always is equal to motor input. So that means motor output is always is equal to generator input. Generator input is equal to output divided by efficiency, which is substituting in place of motor output. So which is equal to generator output divided by efficiency. Generator output is equal to V into I1 divided by efficiency. So voltage both are gets cancelled. So efficiency square is equal to I1 divided by I1 plus I2. So then efficiency is equal to square root of I1 divided by I1 plus I2. So this is the efficiency of a DC generator or motor. So this is the common expression of both the machines. So Hopkinson's test or back-to-back test means the output of a generator is to be fed back to the motor, so which is equal to motor input, or motor output is always directly coupled to the generator. Motor output is equal to generator input, or generator output is equal to motor output. So in this operation, whatever the losses is to be existing in a motor or generator, so which is always drawn from the supply or bus bar, so which is equal to voltage into current. So to overcome the losses in both the machines, so power drawn from the supply is equal to V into I2. So this much amount of current is to be drawn from the supply to overcome the losses in a generator as well as motor. So first of all, what type of losses are to be existing in a generator and motor? So in this, which is to be considered as two types of losses. So one is the armature copper loss, second one is shunt field copper loss. So first of all, armature copper loss in motor. So armature copper losses in motor is equal to current across the armature is equal to I1 plus I2 minus I4. Okay, so that means I1 plus I2 minus I4 whole square, IA square RA. So these are the armature copper losses in motor. Second one is shunt field copper losses. copper loss in motor. Copper loss in motor is equal to voltage into current. Whatever the current is to be flowing through the field winding of a motor is to multiplied with voltage across the field winding. So which is equal to V into I4. V into I4. So these two are losses is to be existing in motor. Similarly, so whatever the losses is to be existing in generator, armature, copper loss in generator is equal to current is to be multiplied with voltage. So I1 plus I3. I1 plus I3 multiplied with voltage. Sorry. Into I square RA. So I1 plus I3 whole square into RA. Second one is shunt field copper loss in generator. Copper loss in generator is equal to voltage is to multiply with whatever the current. So which is equal to I3. So which is equal to V into I3. So based on these four expressions, so we are representing we can calculate the total losses is to be existing in a machine. So total losses is equal to V into I2 because of whatever the current and voltage is to be drawn from the supply. So which is always utilized to overcome the losses in a generator as well as motor. So total losses or whatever the power is to be drawn from the supply is equal to V into I2. So total losses also is equal to V into I2. So in this, so we can find out the stray losses. Stray losses means constant losses. So these losses is to be calculated. So that means stray losses of a machine is equal to V into I2 minus of total losses is to be existing in generator as well as motor. So which is equal to I1 plus I2 minus I4 whole square into RA plus V into I4 plus I1 plus I3 whole square into RA plus V into I3. So in this, so stray losses of a machine is equal to VI2 minus total armature losses as well as shunt field copper losses. So we can subtracting the whatever the voltage and current is to be drawn from the supply minus copper losses as well as shunt field losses is to be eliminated from the supply. So when we are getting the stray losses of a machine. So in this, so for the consideration, the rating of both the machines must be same. Identical machines is to be connected. So that's why identical machines means losses are also equally distributing of both the machines. So that means stray losses is to be calculated by using this expression, stray losses of each machine or per machine of each machine is equal to stray losses divided by 2. So that means W by 2. So which is equal to W. Stray losses of each machine is equal to W divided by 2. So W divided by 2 is the stray losses. So then, so we can find out the efficiency of each and every machine. So first of all, we can calculating the efficiency of a generator. So which is equal to efficiency of a generator. So first of all, generator output is equal to V into I1, V into I1, V into I1. So generator input is equal to generator input is equal to generator output plus losses. Generator output plus losses. So which is equal to generator output is equal to V into I1 plus losses. So losses is equal to three types of losses. One is the armature, so which is equal to I1 plus I3 whole square into RA plus V into I3 plus stray losses of each machine, so which is equal to W by 2. So which is equal to total losses is to be represented by the, so this term is to be considered as a WG, generator losses. So generator input is equal to V into I1 plus WG. Now efficiency of a generator is equal to VI1 plus WG, which is equal to efficiency of a generator is equal to output divided by generator input. So which is equal to output is equal to V into I1 divided by V into output plus WG. So based on these expressions we can find out the efficiency of a generator. So similarly, so we can find out the efficiency of a motor. So which is equal to, so which is also having two types of losses. Total losses is equal to armature copper losses, shunt field copper losses plus stray losses of motor. So which is equal to I1 plus I2 minus I4 whole square into RA. So which is equal to armature copper losses plus shunt field copper loss of a motor V into I4 plus W divided by, so which is equal to W divided by 2. So W divided by 2 is the stray losses of each machine. So either generator or motor both are same because of both are identical machines. So total losses is equal to WM is equal to, which is to be denoted by WM I1 plus I2 minus I4 whole square into RA plus V into I4 plus W divided by 2. So then, so these are the total losses. So motor efficiency is equal to, or motor output, motor input is equal to motor input is equal to V into I1 plus I2, V into I1 plus I2. So motor output is equal to motor input minus total losses. So motor input is equal to V into I1 plus I2 minus total losses is to be denoted by WM. So WM. So these are the motor input. So now efficiency of a motor, net IM is equal to motor output divided by motor input. So which is equal to motor output is equal to V into I1 plus I2 minus omega Wm divided by V into I1 plus I2. So these are the efficiency of both the machines. So by using Hopkinson's test. So